This is rock number 67. I picked it out with tender loving care. What I'm working on here today is the intake bay, very important part of what we're doing here. This dictates how full the pond is gonna get. This is rock number 67. I picked it out with tender loving care. Progress on the swim pond. We had a long weekend, but it feels good to be back here. What we finished on Friday, me and another guy were working on the, setting boulders here, setting some framing boulders for the falls over there, and Deej and another operator were working on setting in the wall over there. We made very good progress. Those are kind of like my steps coming down there. Two big slabs. I know they're really big and they're kind of rustic, but that's what we're looking for in this build. This bottom is gonna get flagstone put in then. What I'm working on here today is the intake bay, very important part of what we're doing here. This dictates how full the pond is gonna get. I want 5 foot of water, so I did the math. I figure that till I have gravel and a little bit of dam up, we'll probably have 3 inches of water coming across here. So what happens is we start filling up this pond, it fills up, it fills up, fills up. This ledge is the lowest part of the pond. It's gonna spill over into here, which is gonna be filled with my aqua blocks, which is basically just underground, it's an underground reservoir. My pumps are gonna sit over there, and when they start up, it's gonna start sucking down in this reservoir, and it's gonna draw water across the top of this bench, which it's gonna be very shallow there, and that gives it the drawing action. It's your skimmer, essentially. I'll set some rocks in here to really neck it down, and then as those pumps pull water, it's gonna suck it across here, taking the place of a skimmer. From here, the water will go all the way up to the top of the stream where our wetland filter is gonna be. It's a bog system. There's some more of these. I'll show you when we're putting those in. There's a snorkel on the bottom, but then the water is gonna come up through layers of different size gravel. That's gonna be the filtration for this entire system. Once it comes up through that gravel, it'll run through the stream, putting oxygen and all that stuff in the water, different waterfalls, and it's gonna come in across there, and then it's gonna come back into the intake bay. So it's basically just a big circle. Filters the water, puts oxygen in the water, and creates a skimming action across the top so that when a leaf falls down into that pond, instead of falling to the bottom, it's gonna suck its way across here. We're also going to be putting jets into the sides here, 5 different jets to keep the water moving in there, pushing any debris that fall into the edges into the center of the pond. I never know what to say there. Pond pool, and then it's gonna skim across here. So that's what we got going. This is the magic that you don't see, but it's very important to what we're building. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Give you a quick update on the swim pond before we get started here today. It has been scorching the last 2 days, so we're starting pretty early here, around 6 o'clock right now. So trying to get a little bit of work done before it gets so stinking hot. The intake bay is finished. The aqua blocks were in here that I showed you. This is the dirt berm that dictates how high the pool is gonna fill up. So it'll fill up to this height, then it'll spill over into the intake bay. Once it gets over here, it's just like a pond, this waterfall. That water will drop out of sight down into the aqua blocks. Pump volts sit over there. Then it'll pump it up to the bog and throughout the jet systems. Yesterday we installed jets. I've got my fabric. There's some drilled into the wall there, but you can't even see them. There's one all the way over there, which is probably too far away to see. Here's one. There's 5 different jet heads tucked throughout here. This one will shoot out across there. That'll just make sure that all the water's getting pushed out into the middle of the column so it can skim across. So that's all finished. The plumbing for the jets is all finished, which is a huge accomplishment. We started doing some edge work along here. A lot of these boulders are just barely tall enough. I struggled finding ones that were tall enough, which makes it a little tough to do edge work then, because it's hard to get the liner up high enough. So what we end up doing oftentimes is setting rocks, you know, behind this one like we did here to bring it up a little higher, which in my opinion, I don't really like how it looks, but what it does do for us, it creates all kind of spaces where we can plant plants in here, all kinds of, they're gonna be, those roots are gonna be in the water. So it does create a bunch of different planting pockets, which is a good thing, not only to soften it up and make it look good, but it's also good for the ecosystem. We started excavating there for flagstone patio. It's going to come up against these boulders. Basically from here over to there is the flagstone is gonna come in flush to these so that you can easily walk off the edge of the patio into the pond. Another bit of progress we made yesterday was we graded out that bank, which didn't take very long, but it sure makes it look a lot closer to being finished. Same way we have the grade coming up over on that side. It was the same way over here, only it was much more so. So all of that needs to be cut back. Some boulders are gonna be placed on there and it's gonna be landscape. And underneath my liner and my rock pad over there, I have some really cool waterfalls. I know you can't see them, you'll have to wait, but there's some awesome boulders over there. Plan today, we're gonna keep working our way up that stream. It's 12 foot long with a bog on top. I have the products coming today to put in the bog. I don't know if we'll get there. We're going to be doing more edge work out around here, tucking in a few more lights roundabout. Got one in here shining across the step. You got a few more placed along there, so there is that to do. Edge work, stream and bog, this is coming together.